Hello, everyone. Welcome to yoga. My name is Taylor, and I will be guiding you through class today. Um, it'll be more of a gentle flow, just getting some nice stretches in, hopefully making you feel nice and refreshed. So we will start in any seated position that you're feeling, and also, as always, if you have some blocks or anything that you can use like blocks, go ahead and grab them. And when you're ready, just finding your seated position, maybe a little rock from side to side, getting nice and comfortable, finding length through your spine to the crown of the head, relaxing the shoulders, but finding a nice open chest, and allowing yourself to get nice and grounded. So a little rock from side to side might help that. And if it's comfortable for you, closing your eyes or softening your gaze down towards the ground. And allowing yourself to let go of anything that you've had to do today. Being completely present here. Allowing your inhales to get nice and deep. And your exhales to become nice and long. So finding those belly breaths. Inhaling to fill up completely, starting from the bottom of the belly and filling up all the way to the chest, maybe filling into the shoulders or any areas of the body that you're already feeling can use a little bit more love. And then exhaling from the chest all the way back down to the bottom of the belly, releasing all of the breath that you have. Taking time to find your pattern of breath. And at any point, if you just need to release and exhale out through the mouth, letting go of any heat or stagnant energy, feel free to just open the mouth and let go of a breath through the mouth. And on this next inhale, we'll bring our shoulders to the ears, so kind of squeezing the shoulders up to the ears, and exhale to release the shoulders back down. So inhaling to squeeze, and exhale to release. Again, inhale, squeeze, and exhale to release. This time we'll find some shoulder movements, so just some forward shoulder rolls, rolling the shoulders forward. And then rolling the shoulders back. Getting some fluid into the shoulder joints. And then maybe testing out bringing one shoulder forward and one shoulder back. A little bit of brain power here, seeing if we can roll one shoulder forward and one shoulder back. And then we'll switch sides, so rolling the other shoulder forward and the other shoulder back. Might be a little difficult, take some time to get used to this one. And then finding some stillness once again, a nice inhale to fill up through the nose. And exhale out through the mouth. And we'll make our way into tabletop. So in table, wrist and shoulders aligned, knees and hips. Our fingers are spread nice and wide, pressing through the palms and knuckles. So we want our elbow creases to face towards each other. And we're really pressing the ground, our hands away from the ground. Notice how that really activates the arms here. So if you're feeling any hyperextension in the arms, you might want to bend the elbows a bit, but the bend in the elbows isn't necessarily necessary if you're really pressing the ground away from with your hands. Keeping the core engaged, head is an extension of the spine here in our neutral tabletop. And on our next inhale, bringing the belly down towards the mat, opening up the chest, rolling those shoulders back, maybe lifting head and gaze if it feels comfortable. Exhaling, belly to spine to the sky, releasing head and neck down towards the ground. And going through these two motions of cat and cow. Again, on your cow, when you open up that chest, bringing those shoulders back, keeping that chest open, a nice heart opener here, but the core is still engaged. And as we exhale, finding that space between the shoulder blades as we press our hands away from the ground, releasing the crown of the head down towards the ground. Maybe even a little bit of a tuck of the chin towards the chest to find some length through the neck. Couple more rounds with your own breath. Exaggerate it. And then finding your neutral tabletop position, we'll begin to bring the left shoulder and the left hip towards each other, so maybe even gazing towards your left foot, and you should find a nice side stretch through the right side of the body. And then we'll switch sides, so bringing the right shoulder and the right hip towards each other, maybe gazing that way, finding the stretch through the left. Couple more rounds, so again coming over to the left side. And then over to the right. Back to the left. And once more to the right here. Your choice, kind of a freestyle of your tabletop. So maybe you want to come into your cat pose from here and then over to the left side, and then maybe finding your cow pose. But maybe closing the eyes and just seeing what feels good. The side stretches, spinal rolls, whatever you need for the next couple rounds of breath. Working out all of those kinks. Making your way back to your neutral tabletop in the next breath or so. And then begin to extend your arms out in front of you, finding puppy. So our tailbone is still towards the sky, releasing your forehead down towards the ground and keeping those arms nice and active. So stretching those arms out in front of you. Again, you can feel the hands pressing away from the ground to keep those arms active, and you might find that the shoulders go away from the ears as you do that. Maybe sucking the belly in and up towards the ribs to find that core engagement. Seeing how you can find more length through the spine as you sink the chest down towards the ground. If you want a little bit more sensation, you can always bring the chin to the mat. A nice inhale and an exhale. One more inhale to fill up. And on our exhale, coming into child, so maybe bringing the big toes to touch, knees as wide as you'd like, as you sink your hips towards your heels. Relax the forehead down towards the ground. Maybe you're ready for a nice inhale through the nose and an exhale out through the mouth. If stillness is feeling good for you, staying like this, but if you'd like a little bit of movement, maybe walking your hands over to the right, finding a little side stretch. But as you walk your hands over to the right, still trying to keep that left shoulder down so you can find that really juicy side stretch through the left. Walking your hands over to the left. Again, keeping that right shoulder aligned with the left. And bringing your arms out in front of you once again. We're going to really press our weight into our hands here, and then slowly begin to shift your weight forward, so keeping the chin nice and close towards the ground as you come forward and up into a cobra pose. So fixing your legs as you need as well as your hands, and then you'll lift up into a nice soft cobra. So shoulders are still back and down, chest is open. You can keep your gaze down towards the ground here, or if you're feeling ready, you can have your gaze forward or up. Maybe you want to gaze behind one shoulder and then the other. One more inhale and an exhale to release. Tucking the toes under, starting to engage the legs, so maybe getting your thighs off of the mat here. And on your next inhale, lifting up into your high plank, staying here for an exhale, inhaling to fill up, and exhale to down dog. Any adjustments here? Again, if stillness feels good, staying nice and still. If you need a little bit of movement, finding whatever movement you need to find your version of down dog. So maybe a nice bend in the knees, really bringing the belly towards the thighs. Again, a long spine here. Shaking the head, letting go of any tension. And just like in table, pressing your hands away from the ground. Space between the shoulders and ears. On your inhale, making your way to plank. And on your exhale, back to down dog. Inhaling to plank. And exhale to down dog. Once more, inhale to your plank. And exhale to your down dog. And inhale through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Gazing forward, hop or walk to the front of the mat. Inhaling to half lift when you get there, so fingers to shins, lengthening from the tailbone to the crown of the head. And exhale to fold forward. A nice ragdoll here, so again, bending the knees, feet hip width distance or wider, opposite hand to opposite elbow. A little sway from side to side could feel nice. Once again, shaking the head yes and no, and then yes again, to just let go of any tension you're holding on to. Slowly releasing your hands down towards the ground, bringing your feet so they're hip width distance once again, and vertebrae by vertebrae making your way into mountain. Inhaling, arms to the sky, bringing opposite hand to opposite elbow, and exhale for a side bend over to the right. So keeping that core engaged. Could feel like a block is in between your legs, so your thighs are externally rotating but pressing towards each other. Inhaling back to center, and exhale over to the left. Again, a nice body scan, finding that nice side stretch. Inhaling back to center, arms towards the sky, and exhale to fold forward. Inhale to half lift. Exhale to plant the hands, bringing the left leg back into a low lunge. Blocks are always great here if you want to grab hold of your blocks, so you can really allow yourself to find that length through the spine. And notice if you're sinking into the pelvis at all, and really finding lift. Finding that core, pressing out through the back heel. And then we'll stay here for 5 rounds of breath. Inner thighs pressing towards each other. keeping the eyes closed. One more inhale and one more exhale. Beginning to lengthen through both legs, maybe popping that back foot forward with a little bit of an external rotation with the back foot, so that left foot's facing towards the left front edge of the mat. You may be bringing your hands to your hips to make sure they're nice and squared, and then an inhale for some length through the spine. Exhale to fold forward. Again, inhaling to half lift. And exhale to fold. A few more rounds of breath like this. Feel free to find that length on your inhales by lifting up a bit, and then on your exhales, finding a bit more depth in your fold. Notice if you need to bring the left hip forward a bit or back hip or right hip back. And on our next inhale, we'll find length once again. Slowly bringing the left foot behind the right so the pinky toes touch. And then with that long spine, one more deep inhale and an exhale to fold forward. So we're finding that nice stretch through the outer left side of the leg, the IT band. Trying to let the crown hang towards the ground, the crown of the head hang down towards the ground. One more inhale, one more exhale. Slowly untwisting the legs so you're in your regular forward fold. An inhale to half lift and an exhale to fold. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale to fold right back down. Inhale to half lift. Exhale to plant the hands, bringing both the right and left leg back into plank. A nice inhale in your plank. Exhale to slowly lower down. Inhaling to cobra or up dog, whichever you're feeling. Remembering a nice open chest. We'll stay here for a couple rounds of breath. So making adjustments. Seeing if you can open your chest, your heart just a little bit more. One more inhale here, and an exhale to your down dog. An inhale through the nose, exhale out through the mouth. Gazing forward, hop or walk to the front of the mat. Inhaling to half lift. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, arms beside you. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, plant hands, right leg back, low lunge. Making any adjustments. Again, walks are great. Remembering to keep the head as an extension of the spine and find that lift in the pelvis area, so trying not to sink into the pelvis. Five more breaths here. Sending a breath to wherever you're feeling some sensation. One more inhale. One more exhale. Lengthening through both legs, popping that back foot forward. Again, that right foot is facing towards the right front edge of the mat. Hips are nice and square, so if you want to take a look with your hands to make sure that the hips feel good. An inhale to half lift, finding that length. Exhale to fold. Again, inhale to half lift. And an exhale to fold. Like we did with the other side, you can stay still, or if you'd like to continue with finding more length on your inhales and then exhaling to get a little bit deeper into your fold. A few more breaths. Think shoulders away from ears. And on the next inhale, finding some length, bringing that right foot so it's behind the left, pinky toes touch or close to touching. And then we'll inhale once again with that length and exhale to fold forward. Again, stopping in your fold wherever you're feeling that sensation. Inhaling to lift, uncrossing the legs, and then exhaling to fold forward. You're going to bring the feet so they're a bit wider than hip width distance with a little turnout to the sides, and then squatting down into Malasana squat. If Malasana squat feels very intense for you, you can always grab a block and sit on the block. Or you can come onto the balls of the feet so you don't have to have your whole foot onto the mat. And then bringing your elbows to the inner thighs, maybe creating a little bit of tension to find a bit deeper of a stretch. Bringing your palms together. Again, finding that length through the spine. A few rounds of breath here. One more inhale, and one more exhale. Slowly coming down onto your sits bones. We'll lengthen the left leg out in front, bringing the right foot to the inner left thigh. Again, maybe a little rock from side to side. Inhaling for a bit of length, and then an exhale to hinge at the hips. So trying to keep that nice long spine for as long as we can before releasing into your forward fold. You can make it nice and passive, still keeping the feet flexed. Or if you'd like to maybe grab hold of your foot just to find that length and the deeper stretch, and then maybe let go of the foot to see if you can hold it without that force. It doesn't have to be static here. Again, like we were doing before, you can inhale and lift up a bit to find that length, and exhale to get a little bit deeper. Slowly beginning to lift up on your next inhale. Switching sides, so bringing the right foot out in front, left foot to the inner right thigh. A little rock from side to side if you'd like. And then inhaling for length. Exhale to hinge and fold. Maybe you want to grab onto the foot, maybe not. Lengthening on the inhales again, or just staying completely still. Maybe closing the eyes. One more nice round of breath like this. Slowly beginning to lift up. And we'll make our way right onto the back. Bring the right knee towards chest, wrapping your arms around your leg. And then maybe bringing that right knee towards the right armpit, keeping the left leg active here. And inhale to fill up. And exhale for supine twist, so bringing that right leg over to the left, maybe shimmying at the hips a bit to get them stacked. And then you can extend your right arm out beside you, maybe gazing over at your fingertips. We want to try and keep that right shoulder on the mat here. And on your next inhale, coming back to center. Switching legs, so bringing the right leg out in front, left knee in towards chest. And then maybe bringing the left knee towards the left armpit. A nice inhale here. And exhale for your twist on this side. So getting those hips stacked once again, shoulders on the mat, and then maybe gazing at the left fingertips. Slowly coming back to center, bringing both knees in towards chest, and then bringing your forehead towards the knees, tensing up a bit in this small ball, maybe tensing in the eyelids, the fingers, the toes, and inhale to fill up, maybe pausing at the top of your inhale and holding it in for a bit, so retaining that breath for a moment. And when you're ready, exhaling to release into your final relaxation posture, taking up space, getting heavy, making any adjustments with the shoulders, the hips, using any props that you have that feel good, a bolster. And then when you're ready, inhaling through the nose, exhaling out through the mouth. Letting go of any tension in the mouth, the jaw, the throat. And allow yourself to be completely relaxed here. I will leave you here so you can take as much time as you have to be in this meditative space. I encourage you to stay here for as long as you can. But thank you for practicing. Have a lovely rest of your day. Namaste.